chosen one? Who are you that your energy blew the roof off a cult? Heaven saying, hold on, watch them cook. And you did. Something detonated beyond sight, and the shift you feel is real. Your lineage, accomplishments, and composure trigger envy. Yet stars don't step down to spar. You keep building. Heaven clears the path. Power proves itself by staying still, always forward. You are the star here. Stars sit high. People have to look up at stars. You don't see stars descending to ground level. Some people want you to be a falling star. You are not falling. Stars don't come down so people can view them at eye level. Looking up is required. In the spiritual realm, they have to crane their necks just to see you. That is your position. That is your frequency. That is your throne. Some people want you to fill up their empty cups with your energy. You have phenomenal aura, phenomenal healing energy. They want to drain you. They want you to come down and make them feel better, even if that means arguing with you to get a reaction. To pull that energy you carry, you are not doing it. You are not engaging. You carry wish fulfillment energy. Wishes come true around you. Heavy energy of faith follows you. You are somebody with big purpose. A chosen one with star frequency operating at divine levels. Mastery exists here. Self-mastery. You generate purpose. You wake up driven by purpose every single day. Even with opposition staring you in the face, you are driven by something that cannot be stopped, cannot be blocked. Something in you drives you forward, and you never run out of momentum. That frustrates your enemies because they keep throwing obstacles and you keep moving past them like nothing stands there. But tonight, God is about to reveal exactly what happened when your energy exploded beyond their containment. And what is happening to those who tried to box you in? Do not scroll past this message. Do not skip what heaven is revealing right now. If you leave before the revelation is complete, you will miss what heaven is showing about the destruction of your enemies. Stay with me until the end. At exactly 3:33 this morning, I was pulled into a vision that showed me what happened in the spiritual realm when you finally activated your full power. I was standing outside what looked like a spiritual structure. Not a building made of bricks and mortar and human materials. A structure made of dark energy, ritual magic, and coordinated spiritual attacks. It had been built around someone over many years to contain them completely. Walls designed to limit how far their light could reach. A roof constructed to cap their expansion permanently. Rituals performed daily, sometimes hourly, to reinforce every barrier. People assigned specifically to maintain the containment at all costs. The structure looked solid, ancient, impenetrable to anyone who observed it. The beings who built it stood inside, confident that their containment would hold forever. They had invested everything they had into keeping whoever was inside boxed in, limited, controlled. They believed their walls were stronger than whatever light was inside. They were wrong. Then suddenly, light began pulsing from within the structure. Not gentle light that could be ignored or contained. Explosive light that demanded attention. The kind of light that does not ask permission to expand. The kind of light that does not negotiate with darkness. The kind of light that simply exists and everything else must adjust. The walls began to shake violently. Cracks appeared in the foundation that had seemed so solid. The beings inside started to panic, running desperately to reinforce what they had built. They threw more energy at the walls. It did not help. They performed emergency rituals. It did not work. They called for reinforcements. None came in time. It was too late. The light surged once more, and the entire structure exploded outward. The roof blew clean off. the walls shattered into fragments. Every being inside was hit by the blast of the very energy they had tried to contain. They were buried under the rubble of their own construction, and standing in the center of where the structure used to be was a figure radiating light, so bright I could barely look directly at them. Calm, untouched, more powerful than ever. Then an angel appeared beside me. He watched the destruction with satisfaction. He said, "You are witnessing what happened when the Chosen One watching this right now finally activated their full power. For years, dark forces built structures to contain them. Rituals were performed. Energy was invested. People were assigned to keep the walls reinforced. But they underestimated what they were trying to contain. When this one finally tapped into who they truly are, the explosion was inevitable. The very walls built to limit them became the rubble that buried their enemies. The roof designed to cap their expansion fell on the heads of those who constructed it. This is what happens when you try to contain someone backed by the Most High. You do not succeed, you get destroyed by your own efforts. Then God himself appeared in the midst of the destruction. He walked through the rubble where the structure used to stand. He placed his hand on the one radiating light, and he spoke. He said, "They thought they could contain you. They thought their walls were strong enough. They thought their rituals were powerful enough. They thought if enough energy was invested, you could be kept small forever. But I placed something inside you that cannot be contained by anything built in darkness. When I decided it was time for you to expand, no structure could hold, no wall could stand, no roof could remain. Everything they built collapsed because I said expand. And when I speak, creation obeys. Your enemies are now buried under what they built to bury you, and they are discovering that attacking someone I protect is the worst decision any being can make. That word is for you. You are the one whose energy blew the roof off their operation. You are the one standing in the rubble of their failed containment. You are the one radiating light while they are buried under their own construction. Before we go deeper, I need you to do something. Type "I blew the roof off" in the comments below. This is not just typing, this is declaration. You are acknowledging the explosion that heaven is still talking about. Type it now and subscribe immediately. Turn on all notifications. What comes after this video will reveal the full extent of what is happening to your enemies right now. Miss it and you will know you exploded, but not what happened to those caught in the blast. Subscribe now, do not skip what comes next. The Spirit is about to reveal what happened to your attackers. Let me tell you what happened to the beings who tried to contain you. They are not just defeated, they are not merely set back. They are destroyed by their own construction. The very structure they built to limit you became the weapon that ended them completely. Every wall they erected is now rubble on their heads. Every ritual they performed is now performing against them. Every resource they invested is now invested in their own destruction. This is divine justice operating at its purest form. They tried to box in someone protected by the Most High, and the Most High does not allow his chosen ones to be contained. God says tonight, I watched them build for years. I watched them reinforce their walls daily. I watched them assign people to maintain the structure they thought would hold you forever, and I let them build, not because I could not stop them, because I wanted them to invest everything into something that would become their own destruction. The more they built, the more rubble would fall on them. The more resources they invested, the greater their loss would be. I let them build their own judgment, and when I decided you should expand, their entire operation collapsed. In a single moment, they are still being pulled from the rubble. Some will never recover. All because they tried to contain someone I created to shine. The explosion you caused did not just destroy the structure around you. It sent shockwaves through their entire network. What happened to one branch of their operation affected every other branch. The domino effect you started is still happening. Archangel Michael declared over the destruction, "I have watched dark operations target this chosen one since before they understood their own power. I have witnessed coordinated attacks, strategic containment, systematic suppression. But I have also witnessed the moment when everything changed. When this one finally activated what had been dormant, the explosion was unlike anything I have seen in centuries. Not just the structure collapsed, the entire network felt the shockwave. Operations in other regions felt the impact. Plans that were decades in the making suddenly became unstable. All because one chosen one finally woke up to who they truly are. And now the collapse continues. It will not stop until everything connected to that attack is destroyed. This is not revenge. This is inevitability when you attack someone backed by heaven. Heaven responds, and heaven's response is thorough. This is what is happening to your enemies right now. They are experiencing collapse at every level. Structures failing, relationships breaking, health declining, finances crumbling, all of it connected to the moment they decided to come against you. All of it the result of the explosion they caused by trying to contain you. Isaiah 54:17 activates over your situation. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. No weapon, not some weapons, no weapon. Everything they formed against you has failed. Everything they built against you has collapsed. Everything they invested against you has become their loss. Within 14 days, you will see visible evidence of the collapse happening in their camp. News will reach you, information will come. You will see with your own eyes that the explosion you caused is still destroying what they built. Let me tell you why your energy was too powerful to contain. You carry something that does not follow the rules of ordinary spiritual warfare. Your frequency operates at a level that most containment structures cannot handle. Your light burns through barriers that would hold ordinary people indefinitely. This is not about you being better than others. This is about you being built for something they did not account for. God says, "When I designed you for expansion. I placed within you a light that would not be satisfied with small spaces. I gave you energy that would constantly push against any boundary placed around it. I created you to grow, to shine, to expand until you filled every space I intended for you. When they tried to contain you, they were fighting against my design, and no one fights against my design and wins. You were created to explode beyond every limitation, and that is exactly what you did." Jesus spoke over your expansion. He said, "I am the light of the world." John 8:12. "And I have placed my light inside you." That light cannot be contained by darkness. That light cannot be suppressed by ritual. That light cannot be limited by any structure built by any being at any level. When my light decides to expand, it expands, and everything in its path either moves or is destroyed. You carry my light, and my light just exploded beyond everything they built to contain it. They are discovering that they were never fighting you, they were fighting me, and that is a fight no one wins. The second reason your energy was too powerful to contain is purpose. You are assigned to something too important to be stopped. There are people waiting for your light who will never receive it if you stay small. There are territories waiting for your presence that will remain dark without you. There are generations waiting for your obedience who will suffer if you are silenced. God did not invest this much in you to let some dark structure keep you contained. The purpose on your life demanded the explosion. The assignment on your life required the breakthrough. The destiny on your life made the containment impossible. Romans 8:31 activates over your purpose. If God is for us, who can be against us? If God is for you, who can successfully stand against you? The answer is no one. They tried, they failed, they are now buried under what they built. Within 21 days, clarity about your purpose will become sharper than ever. The explosion cleared away everything that was blocking your vision. Now you will see exactly what you are called to do, and nothing will be able to stop you from doing it. Do not skip. What comes next reveals how to walk in your expansion. Let me tell you how to walk in this new level of power. First, protect your emotional balance at all costs. Your energy is too powerful to be released carelessly or without intention. When you are emotionally triggered, that energy can be misdirected and cause unintended consequences. When you are reactive instead of responsive, that power can cause damage you did not intend. Your frequency requires stability to operate at its highest level. This is why people have been trying to trigger you constantly, not because they want to argue with you or prove a point, because they want to disrupt the flow of power that comes through you when you are balanced. They know that if they can destabilize your emotions, they can disrupt your frequency. God says your channel requires emotional stability. When you are at peace, the energy flows clearly. When you are triggered, the energy becomes distorted. This is why the enemy sends provocation, not to win arguments, to disrupt your frequency. Do not give them access to your emotional state. Walk away from every provocation. Disengage from every attempt to trigger you. Protect the flow. What comes through you is more important than winning any argument. Second, understand that not everyone deserves access to your energy. You carry wish fulfillment frequency. Blessings manifest around you. Healing happens in your presence. Not everyone is meant to receive from you. Some people want to steal what you carry without earning access. They want to drain you without giving anything in return. They want to take your cups without alignment. Set boundaries, protect what you carry. Give to those who are assigned to receive from you. Refuse access to everyone else. Third, stay on your throne. The explosion positioned you at a new level. Do not come down from that level to engage with people who are far below your assignment. Stars do not descend, looking up is required. Psalm 23:5 activates over your position. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. In the presence of enemies, you feast while they watch. You shine while they collapse. You expand while they are buried. And you do it all without leaving your throne. Within 72 hours, notice every attempt to pull you off your position. Every provocation is an invitation to descend. Every argument is a request to come down to their level. Refuse every invitation. Stay seated, stay elevated, stay on your throne. Let me tell you what happens now that the structure is destroyed. Everything they tried to block is now flowing freely toward you without any resistance. Every blessing they tried to prevent is now arriving faster than you can process. Every connection they tried to stop is now forming at accelerated speed. Every opportunity they tried to divert is now appearing from multiple directions at once. The structure was blocking more than you ever realized while it stood. When it collapsed, everything it was holding back was released simultaneously. You are about to experience an acceleration unlike anything you have experienced before. Blessings that should take years will arrive in months. Connections that should take months will form in weeks. Opportunities that should take weeks will appear in days. God says, what was blocked is now flowing. What was delayed is now arriving. What was diverted is now returning. The structure they built was not just containing you, it was blocking your blessings. It was preventing your connections. It was diverting your opportunities. When it collapsed, everything it was holding back was released simultaneously. Prepare yourself for overflow. Prepare yourself for acceleration. Prepare yourself for blessings arriving faster than you can process them. This is what happens when containment fails. Everything floods in at once. The people who tried to contain you are now watching you expand beyond anything they imagined. They are watching blessings arrive that they worked so hard to prevent. They are watching connections form that they sacrificed resources to block. They are watching you shine brighter than you have ever shone before, and there is absolutely nothing they can do to stop any of it, because the structure is completely destroyed, and it can never be rebuilt no matter how much they try. What collapsed cannot be reconstructed. What exploded cannot be put back together. Galatians 6-7 activates over their situation. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. They sowed containment. They are reaping collapse. They sowed limitation. They are reaping destruction. They sowed darkness against your light. They are buried under their own darkness. Now seal this revelation over your life. Say this out loud. Your voice activates the understanding in the spiritual realm. Almighty Father, the one who designed me to explode beyond every limitation, I receive the revelation of my expansion tonight. I am the one whose energy blew the roof off their entire operation. I am the one standing while they are buried under their own construction. I am the one shining brighter than ever while they deal with complete collapse. Every structure built to contain me has been utterly destroyed. Every wall erected to limit me is now rubble beneath my feet. Every ritual performed to suppress me has failed completely and totally. Every resource invested against me has become their loss. I protect my emotional balance from every provocation. I set boundaries on who receives access to my powerful energy. I stay on my throne and refuse to descend for any argument or conflict. I declare that my blessings are now flowing freely without obstruction. I declare that my connections are now forming rapidly without delay. I declare that my purpose is now manifesting visibly without hindrance. I declare that everything blocked is now released and arriving. The explosion has happened. The containment has failed permanently. The expansion has begun and cannot be reversed, and nothing will ever contain me again. In Jesus' name, amen. Heaven recorded the declaration and sealed it permanently. The explosion has been acknowledged in the heavenly courts. The expansion has been accepted and will not be reversed. And your enemies are still being pulled from the rubble of what they built against you. Now complete the revelation. First, like this video immediately. This is not about numbers or algorithms or statistics. This is about agreement. When you press that button, you agree that your energy has exploded beyond every containment. Do it now. Second, subscribe and turn on all notifications immediately. Right now, more revelation about your expansion and their collapse is coming soon. If you are not subscribed, you will miss it completely. Subscribe now. Third, share this video with someone whose energy has also been too powerful to contain. Someone who has felt the explosion happening in their own life recently. Someone who has been sensing shifts but not understanding what is happening. Someone who needs to know that their breakthrough just destroyed their enemies completely. Send this to them right now. Fourth, type "I blew the roof off" in the comments below. Let other explosive chosen ones know they are not alone in their massive expansion. Let heaven record your acknowledgement of the destruction your expansion caused. Type it now. Chosen one. You came to this video wondering what happened when something shifted dramatically in the spiritual realm, feeling the change in your bones but not understanding what caused it, sensing that something exploded beyond what you could see but not knowing the full picture, knowing that something was different but unable to explain what happened. You are leaving knowing that your energy literally blew the roof off their entire operation, that the structure they spent years building to contain you collapsed under the weight of your expansion, that your enemies are now buried under the rubble of their own construction, that everything they worked so hard to block is now flowing freely toward you, that every containment they designed has become their own prison. You are not contained. You are not limited. You are not boxed in. You are not controllable. You are not manageable. You have exploded beyond every barrier they built. You have shattered every wall they erected. You have destroyed every containment they designed without even trying. And now you expand without restriction. You shine without limitation. You rise without anything standing in your way. You grow without any structure able to hold you. The star did not fall despite everything they threw at it. The star exploded brighter than it has ever shone before, and everyone who tried to contain it is now dealing with the devastating consequences. Hold on and watch them cook. You held on. The cooking continues, and it will continue until everything connected to that attack is completely destroyed. Amen.